I will do that.
All right, welcome everybody. We have, I guess for guests, I see, I can't see whose guests are. Bill, I can see everybody that we've got on the invite, but I can't see people who have been, who are guests who may be just on the, what is it, the town, the public one? Do we have, can anybody else see that?
Yeah, Marie Strolin is
Right.
in attendance.
Is
I can
Marie
see
here?
her.
Marie's there. I'm promoting her to a panelist.
Okay, great. Thanks. So whenever you get promoted there, Marie, we just want to say hello, and if you want to introduce yourself real quick, there we go. I see you're muted. Can't see you yet. There, now I can see you.
Oh,
Everybody see Marie. Everybody hear you. Hey, Marie. Welcome.
I always have to turn my terminal away from my bright window.
So welcome. Marie, if you want to just give your a quick introduction about yourself.
Sure, I sent out an email that included a bunch of stuff, but I started becoming involved in environmental issues as a kid, and it's becoming even more critical, I think, in terms of climate change, world safety, the condition of pollinators and its effect on world food. And so I'm delighted to be part of all of your efforts, and hoping to educate and make some formative changes for not only Trumbull but for our world.
Sounds good. Now, are you in Wilton? Are you live in Wilton?
No, actually, I live in Trumbull.
Oh, okay. You live in Trumbull. I thought you were a Wilton person.
No, but I'm a volunteer with Wilton Go Green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How'd you manage that?
Well, I think I got attuned to Wilton Go Green from someone in Trumbull, and there was a webinar that they were holding about having schools become more environmentally, safe and responsive. So I attended the webinar. I've been on their newsletter, and they were looking for volunteers. So yep, I signed up.
Great. All right. Well, welcome to our meeting, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Want to get some business knocked out of the way here, if we could. If we could approve, if somebody could move to approve the minutes from our August 8th meeting. Does anybody like to go ahead and do that?
I move to approve the meetings from our August meeting.
Awesome.
I
Anyone
can second them.
All right, thank you. I will just got to take the notes real quick. And done. Good. Let's see, I've got on my agenda, I don't know if everybody's got the agenda, but I've got on my agenda the talking about, we were just talking about it, as a matter of fact, the under the waste reduction category, we've got the Coastal Cleanup Day, which is going to be at the hub for it anyway, is at Old Mine Park this coming Sunday, 9 to 11. April and Mari, you're coordinating that, and as you indicated earlier, you've got a bunch of press releases and media outreach already on that, right?
Correct.
Anybody want to talk about a little bit about what's happening there?
So the coastal cleanup is just a day across Connecticut where they're trying to clean up the coastline. We do not have any coastline.
No?
Huh?
Yeah, I was just saying, bless you, Bill. He was sneezing. Sorry.
Since we don't have any coastline in Trumbull, we were trying to pick a park that had some type of water with it, so a pond or a lake. Twin Brooks being under construction brought us to Old Mine. since town hall has the other event, which would have been like a central location for the town. Object being is people show up or clubs sign up ahead of time, giving students and people community service, let them go around town to help clean up all the garbage that's all over the place, because there's a lot, and improve the town, community service hours, all in all, a good thing. Yeah, so we've been out on social media, Boy Scouts, Girl Scout groups, all across the school pages, and we're hoping for a press release in Trumbull Times shortly this week. So
Sounds good. So people are gonna come there to Old Mine, but they're not necessarily gonna stay there. You're gonna send them out to all various locations.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah. So I think this time more than last, we'll definitely be sending people out. And we'll have a list of places that we know are in some dire need because we drive around town. So we kind of have like a list, and we'll make sure we have that printed out. And then we'll just kind of send people out with some bags and our contact information so they could email us where they drop the bags at the end, because the town agreed to pick up the bags.
The Beaches Memorial Drive is pretty bad. I haven't been out there in a while. Old Mine isn't so bad because I've been picking up in there.
Daniel's Farm by your house.
Daniel's Farm is pretty
Gross.
bad, yeah.
Yeah, anywhere there's a commuter lot is a disaster, kind of.
No.
Well, that's
Anywhere where there's cars.
And then just for those who've forgotten, we do this with Save the Sound. So you need, are you asking people to use the Clean Swell app as they clean?
Yes.
yes.
So
And
they
is it a
they
special
provide
tag?
paper check. What?
Is it a special tag or is it Trumbull Cleanup?
I think it's Save the Sound Trumbull we did last year for that particular event. That's what I told the newspaper, April.
That's
Save the
fine.
Sound Trumbull. Okay. I just added
Mari-
too, you'll see in the newspaper article, another key component of it is that the items collected is data used, and it's an international event, not just Connecticut. This is done all over the globe. Yeah, no problem. April. And they use this data to formulate programs and policies. So all these, cut the cutlery, skip the straws. They use the data to feed into policy making. So it's really important people track the items they collect, not just the total weight if possible.
Right.
So yeah, pretty cool.
That's good. So Mari and April, will you both be there at Old Mine, sort of directing traffic, so to speak,
Yes.
from 9 to 11?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then everybody brings their bags when they're done, they bring them back to Old Mine? Or
No,
no?
no, George agreed to pick them up around the town. So, well, I mean, again, if people
Oh,
have one
anywhere
bag,
around town.
if
Okay.
people agree to, and they have one bag and they can put it in their garbage can, then that's awesome. But if they're at like the park and ride, sometimes I fill up 30 garbage bags at the park and ride. So that would need like a special pickup. So we would inform George know where those pickups are.
Okay, oh, that's good. So how'd it go last year? You did it last year, right? Did you also base it out of Old Mine? Is that where you had it, the HQ for the whole thing? Or
We were at
Twin
Brooks
Brooks,
last
and
year,
we-
okay.
Brooks was,
We collected 250 pounds last year. I just looked it up for
Wow,
the article.
nice. And people break it down into various, what's the breakdown? What is it? It's like, do they want to know like specifically what a thing is, or they just want to know it's plastic, it's glass, it's
It's
paper.
by item. If you
item?
follow the sheet or the app, there's like, it looks like a whole little chart of little graphics, and you just point and click as you pick it up. Cigarette butt,
Wow.
plastic straw, cup, whatever,
Gotcha.
vapor.
All right. sounds
Other.
Good.
Other.
My favorite is the other category.
Yeah, there's gonna be lots of
Bits of
those, I'm
plastic.
sure. All right, sounds.
Last year,
sounds
the
awesome.
most unique item was part of a shopping cart from Stop and Shop, it looked like.
I
my
couldn't find
God.
that picture.
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's good. Anything else with regard to that we want to go over?
Nope.
Also, okay, good. The other item, another item we had under our waste reduction category is recycling drive updates. And I think Mari, you had asked to have that on there. So do you want to?
Yeah, I just
Talk
want to
about
make sure the team was aware. First of all, we have a few new volunteers that have been regulars on our recycling drive subcommittee. So that's been really exciting. Many of you know Renata, but she's been a great leader in helping out regularly. We have Mara Brosler and Beth Weinstein, and they've been really helpful as well. So it's really nice to have a whole team to kind of cover the 3 hours, in addition to everybody who stops by regularly and picks up stuff. So thank you.
Could you
But just so
could you tell
everybody's
me-
aware now, we're,
Yep.
what? Okay,
I was
sorry.
just gonna say, could you give me the names again? I have Renata's name. Could you tell me the other
Oh,
two?
yeah, I can email you after too, if you want. just
Okay.
so- Okay. So yeah, basically, unfortunately, we can't collect the prescription bottles anymore. And TerraCycle has eliminated the Crazen packaging collection, and candles. We no longer have a place to drop those off. But with that said, I feel pretty confident that Staples will accept VHS and audio cassette tapes. So I spoke to them at the store, and there was an email in our sustainable inbox indicating such. So I think we can add that to the collection. So we might update the flyer a little bit. And yeah, I've been sharing on social media the most up-to-date flyer we can, but again, just trying to drill home the main categories of things that we do collect, just to increase participation of those, I think is really key. The oral care products, the cosmetic and makeup packaging, razors, pens and markers, and printer ink. I feel like those are the heavy hitters of what we see month to month, so.
And the plastic film. Let's not forget about the plastic film, Mari.
Always
Phil, of
always
course.
that.
Always a great collection at Trumbull High. Filled my minivan up on Saturday. It was fabulous. So that's going well.
I'm sorry, plastic film?
Yes, through
Yeah, the
Trex
sheeting.
recycling program. So Marie, we'll have to get you a magnet. The Trex recycling program is something that's done at Trumbull High, it's done at Hillcrest, and it's done at Middlebrook for like 3 participating schools. We collect a lot of the plastic that's stretchy. There's certain numbers on them. I think it's 2 and 4. But pretty much if it's stretchy and it's clean and dry, it could be recycled, including bubble wrap. And
Plastic
the
bags.
mailers like from Amazon, if you take the labels off and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that could go in there, and it should not
Okay.
go in the regular recycling bin, but could get recycled through Trex.
Oh,
Our Stop and Shop, because not every Stop and Shop has it, but our particular Stop and Shop has drop off for that.
right.
So does Target and so does Kohl's. But I
Wow.
know our specific Stop and Shop has been great with us. When we drop off huge amounts in the back and stuff, they've been really
Wow.
a good team member here. So
Yeah, I had no idea. And what about, like, thinking of plastic film, what about the plastic film on my my ground turkey? Is that
No.
part of it? Okay.
no, because it need to be cleaned.
Yeah, it's
And I
gotta be
don't think
clean
it's the right
stuff.
quality,
Packaging generally.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Clean,
This
But
is
clean,
clean
not
Ziploc
food
bags,
packaging.
So-
everything.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear. I'm delighted to learn more.
I'll send you some links after, Marie, so you can get a little better understanding of the program.
Yeah, thank you.
Are we gonna do a town, I know, because we're doing it at the schools themselves, and the amount that's on Saturday goes towards, I'm assuming, the high school still. Are we gonna
Yes.
do another townwide at some point? I'd
Yeah.
love to get a bench for the Long Hill Green. We're trying to, get money towards rehabbing that. I'd love to see pollinators, benches, and I don't know what we're gonna get grant wise, so it'd be nice
So-
to get the town involved.
Absolutely. So we have to wait 6 months after we did the last one for the town, which means we would be running it like coinciding with the schools right now. So I'm
Okay.
thinking if we wait until when the schools end April, whatever, we could start the town one. I'll register us and we could start in May. And by
Great.
the time we're done, we'll have enough easily to get you guys that other bench.
Good, super.
Did the other one get put up yet?
I don't know. I've checked with Michelle numerous times, who checks with George numerous times, and it was supposed to go up at the bocce court. So I was actually there earlier and I didn't have time to check, but
Okay.
I hope so, because it's, they definitely wanted it. They were very excited to get it down there. So I hope it's been placed. But I
Okay.
can follow up.
So yeah, so I'm thinking like next, spring we'll register the town and we'll go to a town competition right off the school competition. And then, I think you guys will be fine to be able in the runnings to get another one. So if that
Great.
helps you, Mary.
Yeah, and they did the senior box. Michelle's going to advertise that. So the extra one at the center, she's going to leave it out like in the middle for a bit. So that'll be another good thing. Yes, Cindy, I heard the box at town hall is full, so I'm going over there
It's
later to
overflowing.
empty. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Another thing, Mari, you had asked to put on the list was the sustainable flyer to the restaurants. You're working on that. You want to give a quick,
Yes, I have a draft. I'm just finalizing the format. I was tempted to share the screen, but it looks very cluttered and not overly visually appealing. But this is the draft. I'll circulate it to the group hopefully in the next couple of days. Because Mary, I think you had mentioned that it would be good to coincide with Restaurant Week. And then I don't know. if we
I
wanna make-
think I was saying that we have all the information to reach out to all the restaurants from Restaurant Week. It
Oh,
might,
okay.
it might be, I think just getting the restaurants on board and everything, it's a
Right.
process. And it's a little daunting. So maybe even after, because we've already, we've been in contact with them. Hopefully the Economic Development Commission is also reaching out to them because, and Chamber of Commerce. So they'll have a lot of interaction with the town and the other entities. So I think then it's a great follow-up, and we've already been talking to them, and, they're kind of used to that now.
Okay, I kind of just made like 2 columns on a slide so far, and one of them focuses on reducing single-use products, and the other half of the flyer is on increasing reusable products. So kind of those 2 angles and just main bullet points. And then I have to add in the links to the few main resources and organizations that can like provide the free utensils for restaurants if they want the reusable, and information on cut the cutlery if they want to, kind of cut out some plastic. There's also like a big 50-page guide from Beyond Plastics on doing how to reduce single-use items. So I'll add all that in and circulate it. So
Yeah, and
Alright.
then the push on our side for people to do their part and remember to, ask to not get those. I mean, I'm the worst offender. I always bring home leftovers, and I always forget to bring a to-go one with me, which is terrible. So, so I have to remind myself.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Although some of my restaurants do have recyclable items, but still, I totally agree. I should have my own containers.
His
But
sneaky
then-
printer.
Yeah.
He said,
yeah,
coincidence.
so Mary, there's probably some resources already created that we can share even without reinventing the wheel.
If the office still stands, I'd love to take it.
Mute.
Let me know, I'll swing by. I'm like, we'll be around.
hold on.
Bill, do you know that you're not muted?
I did not.
So there we go. Yes, all right.
Okay.
So that's all I have on the waste reduction category. I've
in-
got,
Bay
What's that?
State and Helpsy. I
Oh,
should
okay,
add
yeah.
that to the list. So our update for the entire time the program is running, I just heard from Bay State today. So we've collected 12,155 pounds of textiles, which is pretty impressive.
how
And,
much was it?
12,000
12,000 what?
12,155 pounds.
Wow.
And of that, Helpsy, we've only been using for 3 months, and we've done 2,300 pounds. So I think the
Good.
convenience of that curb, that's included in the total, but the convenience of curbside, I think is definitely a big draw for that. So we've basically our funds, I'd have to follow up with Maria to see if she's received everything, but we get more from the Bay State, but I said we're bringing in the others with Helpsy. So we have over $1,100 that we've collected. The other program is the Planet Green. I know either Mari or April signed us up for that, or you collect them and send them in. So that has been like $62. Again, I haven't gotten an update from Maria in a little bit, but those are our main drivers of what we've received. And I believe Mel had said for the initiative for the trees, just since we're on revenue, between the money that was put into the budget last year, the 12,000 that was approved in the conservation budget. And then she also received her award of the Environmental Person of the Year. and then through Janet. So I believe it's about 17,000 to go towards the trees. So I think our funding is we're getting, we're making some momentum, which is great. So that's a good thing.
Yes, that is. Could you give me the total was 12,155. How much
Mhm.
was HelpSy?
Yeah, of that, helps you was 2,314 pounds.
14 pounds from
And this
HelpSy.
was, this was as of the end of August.
Okay, so that's total received. Is that this year or?
That is in combination. So for the last 2 years.
Oh,
Because we
okay,
started, we've started this is our second year.
so it started sometime in 2021 through August
I think it
2022,
was like
and then
June. Yeah, I think June was our first. I'd have to check back, but I think it was June
Okay.
we started.
June 2020 through August 22, and therefore, if
So
I
just
do
over a
some
year.
quick math, we're down. The rest of it, I'm assuming, is all from Bay State.
It-
The other,
This is a combination, yes, Bay State and HelpSy.
right, so it would be a little under 10,000 from Bay State. Right,
Yep.
okay, that's good. And then the total amount of money received?
Yeah,
Was
we're at a bit, and again, this I don't know if HelpSy has sent theirs in yet. I'm not sure if they're quarterly. I'd have to follow up with Maria. But about 1,100 we've received in revenue, which goes
That's
right
good. And
back
since
into
we don't-
the sustainable efforts.
Yeah, so, and since we don't have our own fund,
Well, we
that's going,
have a special revenue account. So that means this money will stay here year to year
Okay.
and roll. So we don't have to worry about losing that to the budget. The
so it's a special
12,000
revenue account within the town's budget.
within it, yes, it's like a separate area from the town budget. It's on the revenue side. So we're part of that. And so that way we can roll year to year with whatever we get. On the tree initiative, which I know Mel's aware of, that's the money that's in there is for this fiscal year, unless it gets shifted into another account. But I'm assuming the plans will be in place by then to get going with that.
Okay, and that was, how much was that, did you say?
That was 12,000.
It's, if I can jump in, it's fair to say that that amount is designated for, it also includes sustainable practices, and you guys can work out, between Sustainable Trumbull and the Conservation Commission, if you want to use that part of the sentence in the grant.
Yeah, that was great, Janet. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, all right, so that's good. That is. I'm just taking notes. The next, anybody else have anything to add under waste reduction? No, all right, so the next item I have is under student involvement and Trumbull Sustainable Youth. Mari, did they have a meeting? I think they were scheduled to have a Zoom in August, was it?
Yeah,
What's the
we had it
situation there?
scheduled. We didn't have much attendance, so I don't know if it was from being summertime still, but the next meeting is scheduled for Monday, the 19th, a week from today. I wonder if I shared the link to the Trumbull Sustainable Youth page on the town webpage, which has the link there. It's a Google Meet. Maybe Bill, if you can hear me, I don't know if there's a problem with Brianna was able to log into a Google Meet link that's listed on the page, no problem, from her computer. And I don't think she has any special access that I would be aware of to anything. So I don't know, unless it's April, maybe you know this too. I don't know if the Google Meet we've been using for that group is specific to the classroom members only. So if somebody outside, I don't know, but I was trying to have like the same link be present on the town webpage month to month, so we didn't have to get a whole new Zoom. And so I don't know if it was a technology thing that I do know one person that said they couldn't get in, and I didn't know why. So Trying to think the best way for moving forward so we can have a, a pretty accessible link to anybody, not just people that are members already of the Trumbull Sustainable Youth Classroom on Google. So
So what's the, have they, what are the results or from any of these meetings that they've had so far?
yeah, I mean, basically we just need a couple new people to move forward with some of the legislation outreach and someone to take charge of their social media page. I mean, that would be really the key thing so they can, continue their presence in the community. We do have a couple ideas for some field trips throughout the school year, maybe getting in touch with the food pantry, planning a time to do a food rescue with Food Rescue US. And maybe even seeing if we can connect with Nourish Bridgeport for a volunteer opportunity. So we have some ideas. I just want to make sure I can get the glitches worked out so we can get some new people.
Sounds good.
To be continued after next month. We'll see.
Okay. That's good. And then, let's see, I've got,
Oh, actually, on that note, Mary, do you have the contact at the food pantry that I could reach out to and see how Trumbull Sustainable Youth might be able to help them out a little bit?
Yeah, I'll send you her email when we get off.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And Pam, I think you said you knew someone at Nourish Bridgeport, right? Or no?
Oh, Reverend Sarah, she's the person that runs the church there.
She's
Okay.
amazing. Actually, George is friendly with her as well. So
Okay. Okay. I knew someone mentioned her. It might have been George. Okay. I'll reach out to him for her contact. Thank you.
all right, thank you very much, Mari. And then, we have, Ralph, who's not able to attend, but today's meeting, but he was presented at his Economic Community Development Commission meeting. It was a week or so ago, and wants to have the results and a discussion of the community survey. I don't remember the exact name of it, but the survey that was prepared between us and Conservation Commission that was circulated throughout the town. And they wanted to hear a little bit more about how the results of that survey, and I guess some of the background on it. So who wants to talk about that? We're gonna, I guess, I think Mary Ellen was planning to be there because she's on Conservation Commission, I think she said. But Mary Ellen's not here, right? No, Mary
No,
Ellen.
she's working today. She said she
Okay.
has a meeting with Vicky and George tomorrow, but I don't know what that's about.
Oh, that's right. So who else was thinking they want to attend that or present or have any other?
Well, if it's about the town survey, it would probably be more people from conservation. So it would probably be Sarah and Matthew from conservation.
I'm sorry, Pam, I didn't hear you.
Oh, if it's about the survey, it would be mostly people from conservation, specifically Sarah Sterling and Matthew Solz. I won't say his last name right. Matthew.
Zicky.
Thank you. They're the ones who met with Vicky and presented the results to Vicky. So they're the most immersed in the results.
Okay,
And Mel, of course.
right. So from our group, Mel will be the main representative, as she is also from Conservation Commission. All right, that sounds good. I didn't know if anybody else was really that involved with it, so guess we'll say that. If Mel wants any of us to help present, then we could do it, but I think they probably have it covered. Anything else? I had also indicated on here, I don't know if there's anything, Marie, with Wilton Go Green that they're doing that you see that we might collaborate with them in any way, or anything strikes you as being something that we might work with them or learn from them?
I think they're doing some great things and, but I'm new to this organization, so I can't at this time say what they're doing better because, but definitely they're eager, to collaborate with anyone, any organization. They have a close relationship with Westport, the Westport school systems. They have, they're active in the schools, which I thought was really cool. And the event, which was in June, I think it was in June, May, or it was really pretty phenomenal in terms of the products that they displayed, the vendors that were showing those things, and activities related for kids to learn more about environmental issues with games and crafts. And yeah, it was really great. But as I say, I'm brand new to Sustainable Trumbull, so but yeah, I'd be happy to well, most importantly, I want to learn more about what we're doing here in Trumbull, and then yes, I would love to facilitate any discussions, etc.
Yeah. Well, I guess the best way to learn about what we're doing is there's a couple ways, you can go on our Facebook page and kind of scroll through and see all the various activities and events and so forth. And then you can go on the town website and read through the minutes from previous meetings just to see what we've been working on. And I don't know, anybody else have any ideas on how else to get?
Just all the links that are on the town site as well. I mean, they're like April and Maury, did a lot of input on that, on recycling, and then the transfer station, and
Oh yeah,
all the efforts that we've done. And then Pam and Mel had put together things on like pollinators, and so everybody kind of was instrumental in adding to those with their expertise. So it's a really comprehensive
yeah,
group of things to read through.
yeah. And once Mari and I connected, I did go to the town website and reviewed all of that. I don't know if I knew that there was a Facebook group page. I'll have to look. I'm sure she told me that, but yeah, no, it's very impressive, and it's a
Yeah,
huge
go
effort.
through that and see what strikes your fancy as far as anything you might want to be more involved with. And
Yeah,
I'm sure we have opportunities, many opportunities here. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
no, I look forward to it, and I'm so grateful to have found your group. I can't remember who told me that the name of the environmental group in Trumbull was Sustainable Trumbull, because I think I'd seen the name, but I just didn't connect it with environment. So anyway, I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to being a very active member.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us.
Kevin, real
today,
quick,
and-
along the lines of partnering, we had discussed at the recycling drive this past weekend about maybe featuring like a monthly item we collect, and maybe not every month, or maybe we don't actually collect, but we direct people. And what came to mind would be for next month, like a pumpkin take back or something. I don't know that since we don't collect compost in our town, I know Sustainable Westport does an event usually. Just like the mattresses, we're not going to collect the mattresses. We share
Right.
when Bridgeport does their mattress take back, that sort of thing. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like Marie, we can be in touch, but I've been in touch with Waste Free Greenwich. Obviously, we're all in touch with Sustainable Fairfield. When we see things, or if anybody sees anything on the pumpkins in particular, since that's coming up, I think that would be a great thing to at least make our community aware of instead of throwing away their pumpkins. So.
I know.
Yeah, if we don't have to, we
absolutely.
can't reinvent the wheel. We don't need to. So
Yeah.
if somebody else is doing something, that's
I don't think we
share
can,
that
right?
information.
Yeah, no, I think pumpkins, I hate to see them just thrown out. They could be composted. I'm a big squirrel feeder, and there are all sorts of ways that used pumpkins can be used. So
Right.
All right, I don't have anything else on my agenda. Does anybody else want to talk about anything else?
I said a couple quickies, which I forgot when Cindy was on here. For HelpSee, they do have the 5%, which could go to a nonprofit from this store. So when they get all their donations, it's like a Goodwill store per se. So you can order through them online, and there's a code. So when I log in, I'd be logging in through Trumbull, and however much gets purchased by anybody using that code, we receive 5%. And so that can go to a nonprofit of our choice. And I was originally thinking the food pantry, just because I'm always doing the food pantry, but then it seems, I could also just go to whether we could do pollinator pathway and end up staying in the sustainable realm. So I had sent to Cindy, and I hadn't heard back yet. So I wanted to check to see if you guys thought that was a good idea, and any thoughts on steering that 5% if they say to go ahead with it.
So what is HelpSee? What is 5% of purchases you're saying?
5%. So if you go online, if you go on any store online and you make a purchase of a clothing item, so they'll have, it's probably 99% clothing, but other things, purses, all textile things. So what they have is it's like an online consignment store basically. And they've just started this up. So they've contacted me a couple times. And as I said, so it would be 5% to go towards a nonprofit. I don't know how we feel about helping an organization that is for profit to sell things, but on the other end, it is taking the resources out of our waste stream, if that's where they would end up. It does provide jobs. It does, but it's basically like a Goodwill. So, but I just wanted to get people's thoughts on that. I have to wait to see if the town wants to do that or not, but I didn't know if we were interested in doing that, if you had any ideas or thoughts where you would prefer to see any kind of funding going. I mean, again, I don't think we're talking about massive amounts of dollars, but it's something.
Yeah, I don't know.
What would our involvement be day to day, though? Is there anything we would need to do?
Nothing, just what we're doing now is just sharing the information. So that would be like another link. So when when I promote, like to say, I'll use the Bay State or use HelpSee, I try to do it in enough time so that people know to make their appointment for that Saturday. But it's just another thing to put on there. It's like, here's another opportunity for much, it's kind of reuse. So it's the whole thing about, you've got a lot of, I know somebody approached Parks and Rec recently because they wanted to do a, oh my God, what do you call it? I'm gonna say a tag sale. I don't mean a tag sale of clothing.
Swap?
A
swap?
Yeah, I can't remember what they call it, what the name is, but anyway, but it's basically all consignment clothing pretty much. And so they're doing it. There's a woman in Bridgeport that has a shop that she's marketing. And so it's kind of come back into fashion of, instead of throwing things out, it's more the environment versus just the cost now. So they've revamped into that. So
Well,
I guess
figured, as long as we don't have to actively do that much, it doesn't hurt to do it.
And thoughts on going to, I don't know if it could be, I'd have to check with Mel on going into that pollinator pathway funding, if that was another acceptable area, or sticking with something like the food pantry. So nobody cares. I guess I'll just put those two options and see what's the easiest or preferable.
Yeah, the pollinator pathway doesn't want to be involved in collecting small donations. We
Okay.
had something come up with Tashua Knowles, where Christine, who does their marketing there or whatever else she does there, she's amazing. She's done a lot of work at Tashua Knowles Golf Course for the pollinator pathway. She's got native plants all over the place and signs everywhere. And they're doing a Name That Monarch thing there. And Mel had wondered if the pollinator pathway would hold the money. If someone donated $10, they could name a monarch butterfly. And pollinator pathway was like, yeah, we don't want to get involved in these little things. So
Oh, I didn't
That's
realize
not an
that
option.
fell
Not
apart.
an option
That's
right
too
now.
bad. Okay.
we could keep it for sustainable Trumbull for our pollinator initiatives, because like I need a new sign for the one that got broken and stolen down at Tate Road. I mean, there's stuff I can use the money for.
Yeah, I can. I'll have to check. I could check with HelpSee to see, because it is supposed to be a nonprofit, but if it's shown that it's being used for, these type of initiatives, And then just check with like Dan Shopik to say, they may say, no, you can't really do that. So, but we'll figure it out. But I just wanted to see what people thought about that. So, and it's a small amount. And then one last thing, has anybody heard of Every Door Direct Mail? I don't know if anybody's heard
Is
of
it?
that.
is it?
Every Door Direct Mail. It's through the post office, and Marty is in one, he's like an angel investor, so he invests in certain companies. And so some friends of his were talking about something where they would do targeted campaigns for this and for whatever project. And it's a much less expensive, instead of 45 cents for, the postcard stamp, it's like 18 cents. And you can target how you're doing it. You could target the whole town. It's more of a postcard or larger type flyer, like just a flat flyer. And so I was going to take a look into that, thinking for what we're looking at for the recycling or, the trees, any information that we're trying to get out there. And that's what you're saying, how expensive it's going to be to get a town mailing out unless it goes directly through the town. So even if we have some kind of targets or supplemental or whatever, but I just didn't know if anybody had worked with them or done anything. Okay, yeah, he just mentioned it last night, so I hadn't had a chance to look at it. So I'll take a look at that and see if it's something that might benefit us. Since we're poor.
All right.
Gary, did you get feedback from George on doing the mailer? Because I didn't realize how extensive the email was from RWS. They were really pretty thorough. I just don't want to reinvent the wheel doing a whole new thing. If they kind of are highlighting something and we can maybe make a suggestion for Colonial. I mean, they're really sharing the updated what's in, what's out from the state, which I think at the bottom says no plastic bags, no tanglers, all those things. I'm just wondering if we can have the haulers do the mailing and save us the costs altogether. Really, because we, those two companies pretty much cover everybody, right?
Oh, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love, as I said earlier, I'd love to start with how many, because I can't remember his first name, but Bria from RWS, John, I think, he said he's got a very extensive email list. So
Yeah,
I
okay.
do think starting with them, I did create something else to share on social media, which didn't have the RWS, but also had the other
Okay.
things, like we're saying the grass, grass clippings and things like that.
Okay, I didn't look yet,
So
sorry.
yeah, so just some extra things that were in it, but then also theirs isn't a downloadable. So that's what I thought, if we had the link so you could download it, print it out, put it on your thing. But I'm all for doing as much as we possibly can on social media and through their email list, through the town email list to eliminate costs. But so whatever, if we put anything out, it just seems like, I said 45 cents for a stamp for a postcard is, outrageous. So I just figured this was cheaper. I'm still
Yeah, but
hoping.
If
Okay.
it's not that, Mary, any bulk mail would be cheaper than 45 cents, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but this costs, I don't think bulk is definitely cheaper, but I don't think it's this low. I'd have to ask. But also, I don't know what the thoughts are on the stickers. It may be that there's enough, if this does get pushed out more from all the haulers, and the town, then we might see there is enough of a reduction that we don't have to go the route of, should we put those stickers for every bin? So, and again, that's not us per se, that's really the town deciding if they want to do that or not do that. But I think if we see a change, that's good. My friend, we were actually at a party last night, a birthday party in Stratford. And I said, oh, I'm taking your wine bottles. And so she went in the garbage. She's getting, they had a party the weekend before. They don't accept glass apparently in the recycle in Stratford, which I found bizarre. And then her husband went to throw cans into the recycle and he forgot, he left them in the plastic bag. And she said they got a note. So they're one of those towns where they will go around and they'll put a note on your bin to say that you're contaminating the recycling. So I thought that was interesting. But the bin, the glass bin is definitely filling up at the transfer station. So it was funny. I'm telling my friends, and I'm like, give me your bottles, we'll bring them down. And all my daughter's parties all this summer have really helped fill the bin. But it's getting there. So hopefully we'll see that continue.
All right. Anybody else before we go?
I wanted to ask a quick question.
Sure.
I was walking in Riverside Park in Manhattan on the weekend, and I saw two things of interest. First, the signage that they use in the park that recognizes the volunteers that help with the maintenance of the park. And I don't know if this is something that I should be directing to Parks and Rec. But what I valued was the language that they use. It's so connecting and so validating. And I'm thinking of Mari and the students and how they, they're what sounds like a significant contribution in all kinds of different ways. I don't know how much they actually do stuff in the park, but it sounds like you're doing something this weekend, and it's the degree of recognition and how they do it. I took some photos that maybe I can share with you so that you can understand a bit more about what I'm talking about. The second issue was they also have signage because they have a program where they use goats to eat areas of the park that are full of invasives. And I just thought, wow, this is really cool. Farms donate their goats. They fence off the area. That's obviously costly to fence off the area. And then they just let them go to town and they eat everything.
Yeah, it's been talked about having goats eat the Japanese knotweed that's everywhere. But the problem is the goats keep going. They'll eat anything. They'll eat whatever whatever's green in front of them. So it's impractical if you can't corral them in a way. But if you set them free in a copse of knotweed, it would be gone in a couple of days. It's fascinating.
Because they fence off areas of, Riverside Park that are really overgrown with everything, and they do want a clean slate. And off they go. It's absolutely, and the language they use to describe the project is just beautiful. So immediate. Anyway, I'll send you copies anyway, if that's okay, if you're interested.
Yeah.
I
please.
would love to see that because I adore goat cheese. So maybe if we don't do it as a committee, maybe I'll have some goats in my yard.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Slides. Yeah.
All right, are we all set then? Very good. All right, I've got us adjourning. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate your joining us.
Thank you.
everyone.
All right, have a good one.
You too.